You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
This is episode 798 of the Dressage Radio Show on the Horse Radio Network, brought to you by Purina and Farnham Endure Gold. The Dressage Radio Show is the official podcast of the United States Dressage Federation. First, we chat with Jackie Jolie, the creator of Animasol, about red light therapy and what Animasol offers to our equine community and our canine friends too. Next, we meet Alexandria Andrasko and her incredible Norwegian Fjord mare, Corgi Hill Flinka. Hear about their journey from a young Fjord mare to competing at FEI level and how Flinka became the 2026 BreyerFest Celebration Horse. And finally, we catch up with Vee Dravilas about her 2026 show season and incredible accomplishment of earning a spot on the Region 2 junior team for the North American Young Rider Championships, riding her trainer's horse. 3 very different stories, but one common theme: dreams, partnership, and the incredible journey horses take us on.
Welcome to the Dressage Radio Show.
This is Reese Koffler-Stanfield in Georgetown, Kentucky.
And I am Megan McIsaac from Oregon, Wisconsin, and you're listening to the Dressage Radio Show.
Well, hi, Megan.
Hey, Racy, how are you doing?
Well, guys, we've had a little break from the show because I had a hip replacement surgery. I am today 3 weeks out. I mean, it's not for the faint of heart. I am not going to lie to you. It will feel better. But I have to give a shout out to my mom. My mom and my dad, like, amazing. My mom was a recovering room nurse and, like, did not leave my side, which I am so, so grateful for, because it was hard, Megan.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
I've
was
been
hard.
calling you.
You have.
Texting you and, like, is she feeling better?
How you doing?
Did she lose the walker? What's happening?
I did send, definitely. I was, like, literally walking out of the hospital. I was like, I got to ditch the walker. I have my cane. So yeah, the biggest thing is I'm back at the farm, but I also have to shout out to my team. My girls have been amazing, because I still haven't touched a horse. Like, I did go and give Bingo a kiss last night. That's the closest I've been to a horse, because you're really at a fall risk with a hip replacement. I'm sure with the knee, like, they don't want you to fall, basically. So the doctor was like, no, nowhere close to a horse, sister. But I'm in PT, and I got to drive safely. I mean, I obviously felt safe. So there's nothing like getting your independence back. You're like, yes, I have my car back.
Grease on wheels. Everybody watch out.
Exactly. So I'm rusty. Like I went to PT today, and then I'm not going to lie to you all. If you've all had surgery, like I went to PT in the grocery store, and I like came home and slept for 2 hours. Like, I was like, I can't function. So, but getting my independence back, which is nice. And yeah, so, I won't be able, I'm already like envious of anybody riding. I probably won't be able to ride till October. So I'm doing a lot of teaching. Everyone's keeping me busy. Everyone kept me busy with, just checking in the last couple weeks. So, but it's nice to be back at the farm. And, my dog also was like a city dog. He's never been a city dog in his life. He was a very good snuggle bud, but I finally told my dad, I'm like, we have got to take him out for, like, actually let him run around, because he's going insane. Winnie was like, we've just been sitting around. But no, I mean, like, my mom, we had therapy 3 times a day. Like, yeah, it was good. So yeah.
Mama Kay.
It was amazing. She gets a shout out. Like, and my dad too, but my mom's a nurse, my dad's a doctor, and there is a difference. You really want the nurse to, like, do it. Sorry to any doctors out there, but you'll laugh too. But my mom was amazing. So yeah, so I was 3 weeks kind of in town. My girls watched the farm, and it was good. So I'm back, sort of.
Yay!
But yes,
I'm so glad.
Okay. So the best thing about this time of year, first of all, it's 1,000 degrees outside. So I didn't miss that. And so I was like, so then I was watching Young Riders and thank goodness for the internet, because I watched Young Riders, and then the World Breeding Championships. And that started at 2 a.m. And again, when you have like a hip, like I wasn't sleeping that well. So I was like, oh, it's 2 a.m. Let me watch the Young Horse Championships. So I watched that. And then Aachen, we're recording on Monday, the 10th. And I think the opening ceremonies are happening or happen today or tomorrow. And then we get to watch the Aachen and the World Championships.
It's going to be amazing. Are you pumped?
Yeah. Well, first of all, good luck to Team USA. They've had a lot of shifting. Again, we're going to send our love to Jordan LaPlaca and Janae Vaughn. They're both wonderful supporters of they're friends of ours, number one. And then they're wonderful supporters of the podcast. So they, unfortunately, weren't able to compete, but we have to wish Megan Davis, so excited for her, Casey Perry Glass, Ashley Holzer, and Christian Simonson. So it's going to be a fun team. We got some actually, some newcomers, but also with Ashley and Casey, some veterans too. So I think it's going to be great to watch. I can't wait. Again, I'm icing a lot, so I can't. I'm like, yes, clip my horse, baby. I'm on.
Reese.
It's true.
That's awesome.
I mean, normally I would never get to do that. Like, normally I'd be like, I gotta work, but I'm like, I have to ice.
When do you have the time? Time?
Yeah. Well, so that'll be really fun.
I really wanted to tell everybody about an experience I had at a horse show. And mine is about safety. And so I just wanted to make everybody aware about the warm-up. So there actually is a rule that we should lunge and there should be a distance of 10 meters from mounted horses. And typically there's designated areas, but then there's also, I find some people hand walk in the warm up, and we had kind of a horse that was all wound up and someone was hand walking in the warm up arena. And I kind of shouted out like, hey guys, not safe. Can you take the horse elsewhere? Because I had an adult amateur rider that I was coaching and I was worried about her, and they kind of ignored me. And so two things, just wanted to make awareness, like, be safe, everybody. Please go to designated areas, but also when you have an incident like this, call the TD. And that's what I did. And they came out and had a conversation and the horse was removed. So sorry to be Debbie Downer, but I just wanted to make everybody aware of the safety issues.
No, I mean, well, first of all, and we were talking about this off air, and I wanted to say this too, like, I've actually had 2 really bad accidents getting on horses. So I personally actually have a lot of anxiety getting on in that situation. Like that would literally be very, very difficult for me. Like I wouldn't do it. Probably I would get on, but also horses have to stand at the mounting block. Like to me, it is a non-negotiable. If a horse can't stand at the mounting block, they either have to learn or I get someone to train them to stand. But I see people, because you're so vulnerable. And I'm telling you, all you need is one time and you will never do it again, because it is actually quite scary. So just something to think about, and just, train your horses to stand still. Like I'm actually fine. Mine will stand until they get a sugar. And then sometimes I want to. And we joke, it's like putting the quarter in the meter, but it's really important because I want to know that I'm safe getting on and the horses are standing still and they're ready for me to get on. So that is something that I'm actually also like you, because I've had 2 bad accidents. I don't joke. I don't mess around with it now anymore. So please be safe. Getting on actually is the most vulnerable time. You can get off pretty quick, but getting on is not, especially like now with my new hip. Thankfully, I have my sweet Bingo, who's been my trusty man. He's 20 now, so he gets to rehab me. And he's perfect, and he will stand and let me clamber up there for the first time. I also have an equicizer. Like I'm going to do definitely some things to get ready to take mount. But again, once I start to go to a live horse, I have a new hip, and it's not as flexible yet as my old. Well, maybe it's more flexible. Anyways, long story. But anyways, I am also with you. You need to be safe getting on. There needs to be a safe distance. And be aware of all that. So I'm with you. Yeah. Well, we have a fantastic show. We're going to come back after we have a commercial break from Purina. Purina Animal Nutrition understand that there's something special about the bond formed without words. It's a connection built in the little moments you and your horse spend together. It comes from time in the saddle, on the road, and around the barn. The barn is why we do everything you can for them, because they do so much for you. Here at Purina, we know because we felt it too. For more than 130 years, our team has crafted feeds we're proud to stand behind and give our own horses just like you. We're animal people.
This episode is brought to you by Farnham and Endure Gold Killer Fly and Mosquito Control, a new fly spray for horses. Discover fly protection redefined with Endure Gold, made to annihilate flies, ticks, and mosquitoes with brand new EPA-approved ingredients never seen before in equine care. Endure Gold is backed by science and built for hard work, delivering fast knockdown and up to 14 days of fly protection. Add Endure Gold to your arsenal and upgrade your fly control rotation.
Well, tonight we are really excited to have Jackie Jolie. She is the CEO, inventor, creator of Animasol Red Light Therapy. Jackie, welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. Thanks so much for having me. Happy to be here.
Oh, we're thrilled. Well, first of all, Jackie, I just found out we're sort of neighbors. You live also in Kentucky, just sort of on the other side of Lexington. So I love that we're neighbors. But tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, so I was the little girl like everybody that loved horses, loved animals, wanted to be a veterinarian as a kid. Obviously, the life and the universe takes you the way it's supposed to. But the last 20 years, I've been an equine and canine body worker. So, physical therapy, massage work, rehab, stretching. It was my own business working on, horses and athletic clients for all over the country, actually, for 20 years. Used different modalities, but mostly manual therapies. And I had used a laser a few times in my practice. Obviously, they're a big investment. And so I never had one in the practice, but worked at Kesmark in different rehab facilities and would always refer those out. I didn't understand the full light story that we'll kind of get into briefly tonight until I got sick myself. So I got Lyme disease 7 years ago from a tick bite. And because of the career I had, I lived a pretty alternative, holistic type of lifestyle with my health and the animals that I had in my life. And so I wanted to heal it naturally, which I did. But after I healed from Lyme, I was still left over with just a lot of symptoms that I couldn't, my body just couldn't recover. And I was 36, I was young, considered healthy. My allopathic doctor wanted to put me on, replacement hormones. And I was like, no. And so I learned about the topic of quantum biology, which is the foundation of light, water, and magnetism. That would be an 8-hour conversation if we opened that can of worms now. But it basically taught me that light is the foundation to all things health. And so I changed some light lifestyle habits in my own life and recovered amazingly, like optimized my health to now I'm 42 and brain works like a Ferrari, body works like a Ferrari, and started teaching and getting certified in quantum biology. And then I literally just kind of had the invention downloaded to my brain. It's really the best way to say it, to create a red and near-infrared light therapy devices for animals. Because when I looked at the industry that I love so much, all of the animals were getting sicker and sicker at younger ages, very much like their human counterparts. And really looking at it through the quantum biology realm, I could see that it was a light deficiency problem. So the majority of us living modern animals, including humans, even though they've forgotten they're a mammal, we're spending 97% of our time indoors. And it seems kind of ironic to say that about horses, because most people think horses are outside 24/7. But as we know, in the performance world, that's really not the case. And so light literally triggers and runs all processes in the body. And we can dig into any part of that as you want, but basically that's where my path led me to invent, manufacture, create patented wireless wearable red and near-infrared light therapy devices that are creating amazing healing and recovery and performance in animals for, longevity and performance.
So I have a question. With the dressage horses, we spend an enormous amount of time training repetitive movements.
Yes.
Where do you see red light fitting in our daily routine of the dressage horse, as well as what you just said, the lack of being outside?
Yeah. So really for any discipline specifically, but since this is the dressage show, we'll focus just on dressage, but all performance horses, they are doing whatever their discipline is, especially I learned that in body work, that repetitive movement of whatever that discipline is, whether it's polo, jumping, dressage, barrels, the body's fascia and muscle and ligaments and tendons, they get programmed into the form that they need for that job. Now that sounds like a good thing because it is. You need certain muscle bodies to work as they should. But again, overwear and tear of overusage of those muscles always being on can really cause fatigue in the musculature. It can also cause injuries. And then if you already have an injury and you're trying to recover and get back to performance, you're going to now be hitting that injured area with the same compounded weight or compression from that job. And so you want to be able to take care of that either pre-injury and trying to prevent injury, or even if you've had an injury to keep that healthy. Red light therapy is superb at injury recovery and wound healing. It does that very easily, very quickly, and non-invasively. But then even on the recovery and preventative side, I have lots of competitors using these as a warm-up tool before the horse is going to go out. So you can put our devices on the body to actually warm up areas that might be tense. So for example, on dressage horses, the pole is a massive area of tension, especially if we have riders that are riding in heavy hands or behind the vertical. Lower back is probably something that almost all horses we see in any discipline deal with. And then if we have tack or rider issues, around the thoracic cavity or around the withers, stay very tight too. And so you can use the red and infrared light to actually create circulation in those areas before going to ride or compete. And so now those areas are already technically warmed up for you and comfortable. Red and infrared light therapy has a natural pain relieving effect as well. So if there was any discomfort there, it's going to make the horse, feel better. Well, if they feel better, then they move better. And then you have better quality movement. And then you can still bring in the red and near infrared light therapy after riding or competing. Then that's when I recommend doing the legs or the joints, because those are the areas that really get a lot of compression during their job. And so you can bring that red and near infrared light in to create circulation, decrease that inflammation that might be coming in from all of that repetitive compounding. So it's a really great tool to use in that type of a process.
So I'm going to back it up a little bit just because, you hear a lot about red light therapy. You see it from it was on the Today Show this morning, so tell us a little bit more about what that is and, how do you know you're getting the best type of red light therapy, et cetera.
Yeah, you guys have great questions, but they're hard for 15 minutes.
I know, sorry.
There's a lot of science for sure. And let me just stand that point out there. There are over 7,000 scientific articles and counting behind photobiomodulation, which photobiomodulation is the scientific term for using light therapy. Photo is light, bio is biology, modulation is change. So you're changing physiology and biology using light for the betterment. So it's one of the most studied modalities. NASA's been studying it. So, when you have people that kind of looking oh, what are you going to do with that flashlight on my horse? There is a lot of proof there. And once I learned about quantum biology and learned how light literally runs every single process in the body, then we're actually light beings, all living things are, before we're chemical, vitamin, mineral, amino acid beings. Those things need triggers from light to actually activate. And so that's why it shows that light therapy can really be one of the best modalities that you can use for healing, recovery, and longevity. That's also non-invasive. It can't cause any type of side effects or harm if it's powered by LEDs like our devices are. Obviously, lasers are the first form of photobiomodulation that were around on the market, but they do have their limitations. They're expensive. You have to get to the vet or the vet to you for multiple sessions. You have to wear protective gear, and they can cause harm. You can't use them after joint injections, and there's just a lot of restrictions there. Now that technology is kind of caught up to where we're seeing the red light therapy that's on the market now, everything is powered by LEDs. They can capture the same wavelengths of healing and create all the same benefits as lasers. So I will say this, lasers and red light therapy are the same therapy. Red light therapy and lasers are the same therapy. Okay. It's just how the device is made and powered that makes the difference. And it just means that nowadays we don't have to always keep that same adage of something that's more expensive and more powerful is actually better. That's not always the case. If the device is built correctly, like ours, you can create all the same benefits as a laser, but not have the risk of harm and actually, produce all of that healing. And now it's safe for pet owners to have at home and not have to be worried about causing any type of damage. So what red and near-infrared light therapy does is it goes all the way down to the cellular level to the mitochondria. We probably all remember learning that in biology school. It was the powerhouse of the cell. So your mitochondria creates your energy for your cells and for your body, but they do many other jobs. They create near-infrared heat in the form of circulation. The whole body needs really good circulation to perform and move well. And it also creates hydration in the form of easy cellular water. And that is your water that is surrounding every single cell for protection against viruses and environmental toxins, but then also to create hydration like in that soft tissue of ligaments and tendons or vertebral discs or, muscles and joints. So it can help with all of those things. Now, in the same topic of the question asking what's good and what's not, obviously, when we do see a new hot trend, you do have to be careful because lots of companies now are just jumping on the bandwagon to sell this product to customers. And you do have to be careful what you buy. Really, you just need to be looking at 3 parameters of what they show in the science that creates a actual therapeutic dosage to create healing and actual change. So those 3 parameters quickly are wavelength. You need to make sure that the device actually has red and near infrared. We kind of have a nuance now in the industry of just calling it red light therapy. It's just something really quick and easy to say. But if devices are only powered with red light wavelengths, it's a very small section of the full spectrum. And it only penetrates surface level. So a company can sell that and you're still going to see some benefits at the surface level for like wound healing, surgical sites, maybe hair growth or like, fungus or skin issues. But you're certainly not getting deep penetration to the joints or the organs or the soft tissue. You need to have near infrared wavelengths to be able to get that deep penetration because those go deeper into the body. So you need to have red and near infrared combined. The companies need to tell you what wavelengths they're using. Those are not proprietary. You cannot patent those. And some companies don't disclose that. And with our products in comparison, we have 5 wavelengths. We have 2 in the red and 3 in the near infrared. And our devices are built with a 2-to-1 ratio of near infrared to red. So you're getting double the deeper penetrating wavelengths than just the red. And that is very unique to our design. In addition, then you look at the second parameter, and that's going to be contact or non-contact method. So every living thing, whether it's a human, a mouse, a horse, or a dog, they all absorb and reflect light. And obviously our animals having a coat of fur, because that's what protected them in the wild from harsh UV light, they reflect a lot of light from that coat. So if you don't have the device on the body, you risk actually not getting deep penetration either because you're going to lose light from the reflection of the coat and then also the space of air that you're moving away from the body. So all of our devices are full contact method where whether it's the leg wraps or the full blanket. Our blankets for the horses and the dogs are also patented with a belly band design. So all therapeutic blankets on the market forgot about the ventral line of the animals. And there's lots of stuff going on there, right? You have the abdominal cavity to where we can interact with the gut microbiome, which is where all of your health comes from. So think ulcers or gut upset. You have all of that musculature there of your abdominals, obliques, you have organs there that you can help. And then if there's any type of colic scar, C-section scar, castration scars, the belly band will help illuminate those areas for healing as well. So contact method is very important. You can see a lot of solariums that are sold and they're very expensive. They're probably creating a surface level relaxation of muscles and warming up for the winter, which ours will do as well. But you have so much distance between the solariums and the horse that you're not actually getting deep penetration there. So just be cautious in your choice there. And then the third and last parameter is power, obviously. And again, like I mentioned before, having something that's the most powerful device ever is not necessarily the one that you have to go with. It can cause harm. I've seen lasers burn holes into ligaments and tendons. Again, you can't use them after joint injections, things like that. Every single article that shows an actual therapeutic dosage of photobiomodulation, it's always low-level powered LEDs or low-level powered lasers. And that's what creates an actual benefit. And that's because if you were outside in the sun, you're not getting a strong beam of light burning you. You're just getting a constant balanced light that's coming at one time. And so it's very similar in that way. I like that we have Dr. Ron Riegel is on staff with us, and he's the leading photobiomodulation veterinarian in the world. And he always uses a fun analogy of comparing LEDs versus lasers as far as how it's delivered to the tissue. And I always like to share it because it's easy to kind of picture and realize. But if you wanted to water your garden, what would be best? You can use a sprinkler that's going to be a slow, balanced, concentrated layer of water that concentrates through the ground evenly, or you can use a pressure washer. Now, they both deliver water to the garden, but what are the after effects of each and how beneficial and efficient and effective are one or the other? So those are kind of just a quick way to assess, the different devices and making sure there's things out there. Obviously, for animals, it's really great if you can have a device that's wireless like ours, because that is a safety issue of a moving animal, electricity. And then also something else we learn in quantum biology is anything plugged into the wall creates what's called a non-native EMF. It's an electromagnetic field, and those can be inflammatory to the body if they're not checked. And so you also want to make sure that the company is either providing a wireless device, or if it is wired, you need to make sure they're testing for non-native EMFs.
This is great. I have so many questions,
wow.
Jackie.
Wow. Awesome. Love it. Megan, you up. You go.
So I think I know the answer, but I still want to ask anyway. So for your products, I'm super excited because I'm trying the bell boots and the boots right now. And do I use them differently for a young horse versus a Grand Prix horse? And how often should I be using my boots?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I'm going to have the answer that everybody hates. It depends. Right? We're always looking for the cookie cutter answer that just works for every single body, right? But the truth is, in health, every single physical body is different, and every single stressor on the bodies are different. The good news is light works for all of them, and they all need light, so it doesn't hurt to use it. And the good thing with these products is they are safe to use continuously, and you can't overdo it. So if you are that super go-getter that wants to just use light on your horse every single day, they're going to do amazing. Whether they are a 3-year-old or an 8-year-old Grand Prix horse, they're going to do amazing. But we know that that's not perfect life, right? We all have time schedules and limitations. Your horse that is the Grand Prix horse is probably older, so they're not making the same collagen. There might be a past injury, and they're certainly using their body much harder than the young horse is as well. So that might be a horse that you do want to give extra sessions to of maybe pre and post ride or competition. The great thing about the leg wraps and the bell boots as well, if you can't invest in the big blanket to do a whole body session, the leg wraps can Velcro together to kind of make a lengthy pad. And so I'll get a lot of riders to be able to, again, put that pad on parts of the body pre-ride in competition to warm those areas up, and then say, okay, when you come back and hose the horse and do your cold hosing or ice, then come back with the red light therapy on the legs or the joints so that you recover all of that from working really hard.
And what is a big misconception you hear from horse owners about red light therapy? Something you might want to correct for everyone.
Well, I'll definitely say, I think for probably any modality, there's always skepticism. And especially when you look at light, it's like, oh my gosh, what are you going to do with that flashlight? But it also still comes down to the owner. I can confidently say, if you use it, it will work, but you have to use it, and you do have to use it consecutively. I understand that sometimes we're looking for something that's like the magic bullet, but it doesn't exist. Now, light, I say, would probably be the closest thing to a magic bullet. You can use it on everything, and it will work on pretty much every injury or problem. The only thing it's not going to fix is, really chronic ring bone or arthritis that has spurs or something, or a bone-on-bone joint. Nothing is growing back that joint capsule. That hasn't come around in technology yet. However, the red light therapy can help, pain relief and hydrating all the tissue around those areas so that there's comfort for the horse so they can actually move. So that would be the biggest conception, is sometimes people will say, well, it doesn't work. But again, you might have that customer that goes and buys the $100 device off of Amazon, because those are out there now too. And it might only have red wavelengths, and it might be not powered very well, or it might overheat and catch on fire. And you have no customer service, you have no light expert, you have no human behind that to be able to help you to get the right thing. So that's always something you really want to be cautious, just because it's the new big trend. I can't tell you how many customers have bought something else from the market, and then they tried ours and they were like, oh, I can actually feel this on my face, or I can actually feel this in my body, and with my other device, I couldn't. So it does take us as riders and performers to still get educated about something. And I appreciate you guys having me on to do that, because this is a true therapeutic device. And so you need to be able to learn how it's going to work in the body to help, and then you have to use it.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Like I said, I'm just jumping in, and I want to give feedback. What was it? A couple days ago, my horse came in with a puffy leg that he doesn't normally have. And I put the boots on him, and the next day he didn't have a puffy leg. So I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. Can you tell us about your products when they go to the website and want to check you out?
Yeah, so super easy. We actually just released our very last product for a while. So we have products for horses. There's a full horse blanket with a belly band, comes with a neck and a pole piece. So you're getting full body illumination. And what's really great about those bigger items, just like our dog sole blankets, which are the same, it's a full body wearable. You're creating a systemic effect by illuminating so much surface area in the body. And something like that has never been created on the market. We've had lasers or kind of like small pads that kind of target just isolated areas of the body. They still work and do great, but now we're creating with a full body device a systemic effect that's now going to send light and healing to the whole body. Which has never been done before. So we have the horse blanket. There's also leg wraps and bell boots for the horses, again, in case budget is tight or you're just wanting something small to start out with. Those are very accessible. We have 6 different sizes of the dog blanket that also comes with a belly band. We have a red light therapy pad that was created for cats, but now people use it on goats and pigs and chickens and roosters and guinea pigs and ferrets, birds and parrots and all of those. And then we have a handheld torch that's a really great, just like entry level device, or you can use it for stimulating acupuncture points. Like if you have a horse or an animal that is needle shy or needle evasive, you can actually activate acupuncture points with these within about 30 to 45 seconds. Our torch also has a blue light option, which is blue light is naturally antiviral and antibacterial. So if you think about like a surgical site that you're wanting to prevent infection, or if you have an infection or fungus or ringworm or roundworm, you can use that blue light to actually fight and heal that tissue and area. And then the torch is really great because it has an attachment piece that you can use on eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and rectum. And those are 2 soft tissue of areas for lasers to be able to work on because it'll burn the tissue. So that's a great thing about the torch. I actually have a couple of customers that are using the torch on eye ulcers and uveitis and actually not seeing flare-ups anymore from the red light, which is really incredible.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's really cool.
And then we just released our human blanket, which is just incredible. I think the riders are going to just love that. You know, red light therapy, since it came out, there's really just been panels available, which do work. But again, you have a little bit of space between the panel and the human. So you're going to lose some light efficiency there. They can be pretty bulky and expensive, and you certainly can't travel with them. So our blanket is like a sleeping bag. It has a top and bottom layers. So you're getting full body. You can lay in it. So you can actually be relaxed and not have to stand and count and, you know, keep good posture. And it rolls up and goes in a carrying bag that you can take with you on the road for shows. You could have it in your tack room or in your trailer, hotel room, anything like that. So I think that's going to be super popular. You know, us as riders, we are athletes as well, and we have to take care of our body, and we run ourselves silly, you know, on energy and time. And so red light therapy is that great boost, not just for healing, but for just recovery of your energy and your cells. So yeah, that's all of our products. We're going to have some others that get released next year, but that's everything that we've got on deck at the moment that you can find on the website.
Great. Well, Jackie, tell us, how can we find the website if we have any more questions for you? You did an amazing job.
Thanks. And I'm happy to come on any other time to dig down more of this. Yeah, our website is animasol.com. And then we basically have pretty much all the different social media platforms you can find us on, you know, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. And I will be getting our educational series this fall as well, talking more about the quantum biology and indoor lifestyle and how we can change some of those things besides just bringing red light therapy in. But you guys can reach us through there. You get real human beings for customer service.
Very helpful.
Real human beings. And I think that's very helpful as well. And if anybody has questions on like a certain protocol or an injury, we are happy to help and get that taken care of. We share case studies and science on the website and our socials as well to show you that, number 1, light truly works and works quickly. And then number 2, our products were built correctly to create these healing benefits.
Awesome. Well, Jackie, thank you so much for your time. That was awesome. And we look forward to having you back on again.
Yeah, anytime, ladies. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jackie.
Well, we will return with our second guest of the day right after the commercial break from Kentucky Performance Products.
Is your horse suffering from digestive tract issues such as diarrhea, colic, or hindgut imbalances? Does he need a high-grain diet? Is he under stress? Nalox Advanced can help. Nalox Advanced is a scientifically formulated blend of ingredients that work synergistically to maintain a healthy stomach, small intestine, and hind gut. It contains long-acting gastric buffers and coating agents to maintain a normal stomach pH. It provides an effective probiotic to support complete digestion of starches and sugars in the foregut, helping maintain a healthy hindgut. And it supplies broad-spectrum prebiotics to sustain a healthy balance of beneficial microbes and a well-balanced microbiome. For more information, visit kppusa.com or call 859-873-2974.
Well, I am so excited tonight to hear about this story of these two new friends. Alexandria Andrasko is a bronze and silver medalist, also a bronze and silver freestyle medalist. She's working on a Grand Prix freestyle and gold medal, and she rides a Norwegian Fjord, who is a Breyer horse. Welcome to the show, and Alexandria.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you for having me.
Well, you and Megan are friends, so I've never met you. So I want to hear about this friendship because you are awesome, and I want to know more.
Sure. So my first, I don't know if it's really my first time meeting Megan, but it's the memory that stood out the most was just, when I was out there trying to get my silver medal on, I'm going to call her non-traditional because I guess she is. And Megan was with one of her Frisian horses at the time, and I just kind of remember being discouraged after getting, I swear to God, I got 11 59s before I finally got a 60.
Yeah,
getting my silver. And she just was like, girl, you're going to get it. Just keep going. It's going to mean so much more when you finally do. And she was right. And we finished the show season, and we did get our silver. I think we ended up, our last score was like a 68. So she just got better as we went. And yeah, that's kind of how I met Megan, and we show at, I think, a lot of similar shows in the Midwest area.
We do, and I want to hear all about Flinka. Tell us about her.
Yeah, so Flinka, I met her as kind of an unruly 2-year-old, and she really was. Anytime you try to get on her or anything, she would rear, she would strike. She was just, I like to say it's like a typical mare in which you really have to earn their partnership, and then all of a sudden you have that 110% they're going to give you. And so we kind of just started off our journey, and I actually had a vet tell me to breed her to calm her down. So that's actually how I have my second Fjord, Sterling, which is her son. So our journey with Flinka kind of just started. We started off at first level. Quickly moved up. She's actually undefeated, like at all of her national levels that we competed at. She rocked first through fourth level like it was nothing. And just when I thought like, oh, I just want to get my bronze with her and I'll be happy. And I'm like, God, she's got so much more in her yet. And she's just got such spice and personality that she'll just keep going. And then we got our fourth level scores, and then we spent a season getting our pre-St. George scores. And I really think there is such a jump from fourth to George. I know a lot of people say like, oh, if you can do 4-3, you can do George. And I'm like, you might be able to do it, but it's not going to be nearly the level of collection the judges want to see yet. So I think it was just the start of our journey of just dressages for everybody and every horse kind of saying it's, she's 14, 1.5. For her going out, she's just, she tries her heart out every time. And I think one of my favorite things a judge said to me, and I think it was Sandy Olson. I'm not quite sure I remember, but she's like, she might be short with short little legs, but man, does she try for you. And I'm like, oh. So that's kind of our journey with Flink. And we went out. She actually won National Pony Cup.
Wow.
Yeah, she got her champion at fourth level, pre-St. George. I won, and then I won freestyle. So she's getting up there, and we're on the cusp of Grand Prix. It's always more strength, and we're hoping to debut that next year.
Yeah, you're gonna. I'm gonna be there rooting you on.
I know. I'm gonna be there in spirit.
Thank you.
You guys are amazing. I just love watching you guys in action. And she's a Breyer horse. Can you tell us a little bit about like how did that come to be?
Yeah, it was I use the word surreal a lot because it truly was. It was. So I knew about probably almost a year and a half before I was allowed to tell anyone. So that's how that's how far back they actually work. So I got this random Facebook message from a person I didn't know saying like, hey, I work for Breyer. We're putting together a portfolio of horses. Like, I'd love to hear more about your story. And I'm like, okay, this is spam or this is something. So immediately I'm like emailing back. And I think about a week later, she set up a Zoom call, and it was meeting with a few different people from the organization that just wanted to hear our story. I think they're always kind of looking for horses that are either, unique in some way or a good story, or, doing things that you wouldn't normally see the breed doing, which I think she kind of sticks out with. Definitely in most shows we go with. I mean, we went to Global over winter and showed her in Florida, and once all of these brown warm bloods, there's Flink. And I think everyone is shocked when I put a double on her, and then everyone's even more shocked that when I put the tail coat on, they're like, holy crap, this horse is doing the big boy things. And I'm like, yep. So we got to tell kind of Breyer her story, and it was a few weeks later they called me and they're like, hey, we want to make a Breyer of her. This is how we start the process. And basically it's kind of signing her image away for them to use. Yeah. And then it's a lot of back and forth of pictures, trying to get the model just right. I actually have in my house the hand-painted one that's all the different like color options, because it came back and forth a few times, just trying to get that coat color just right. And so actually this year, it was probably about a month ago, we went down to Lexington for BreyerFest, where her Breyer was actually officially released. They sold 50,000 copies. It was surreal. We got to do demos and show everything, and I will never get sick of seeing these little Breyer models all around the world now. It's just insane to think her story, and I get so many messages of thank you for doing this. Like, we need more people like you. We need more, because I really want to tell the story of the adult amateur is truly the backbone of dressage, and not all of us either have or want these huge moving warm bloods. We want these horses that mean something to us, that have the story, that resonate with us, and we want to go out there and compete. And I just, I love sharing that, and I love getting out there with them and showing that.
I love you sharing that, because as a trainer, I want my adult amateurs having fun. And
yes,
like, I just see Flinka and I smile, like at any horse show that you're at. It's just like, why wouldn't you want a horse like her?
Well, we want to have fun too, Megan.
Yeah.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, right? Like, it's important to remember why we're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. So what's next? Are you guys going to regionals, or are we working on the Grand Prix? What's the next phase for you guys?
Yeah, so her son, actually, Sterling, right now is competing at the small tour. And he's actually I'm bringing him to regionals. Flinka, awesome. I decided not to try to qualify her. For a point over the winter season, she learned ones and was a little too enthusiastic about them.
That happens.
Yep. I had a judge. I in my freestyle do twos up the center line, and she did a perfect line of like 21s. And they're like, you can't do ones yet at this level. I'm like, you can clearly see my legs are off this horse. I am not asking. She is just like, look what I can do.
I got this. Hold on, Mom.
Yep. So I'm actually just bringing Sterling, her son, to regionals. And he's got like an average right now of 68 at Prix St. George. He's just doing phenomenal. He's amazing. So she's staying back and just working on getting more strength, more training, just kind of with the half steps. She's finally offering them, kind of coming back from the trot, which is really hard for her just because of how she's built, getting that weight loaded back. So we're just keep chipping away.
I have one more question. Yeah. For the adult amateur that's out there struggling, what words of advice would you give them?
Honestly, find your tribe. I finally have a trainer. So I work with Katrina Hiller, and I met her through a friend that used to be a working student with her. And it wasn't until I really found her that I just felt like I have these people that come watch me show. I have this support group. I have this person I can bounce ideas. And she's a fantastic trainer and person, just knowing her. We actually just got done. I had her up at my barn for a 3-day clinic. And just having that community around you of pushing you or being there, being like, maybe that didn't go so well, that one movement, but look at all these other things you did, or look at where you were even last year to where you are today. Like, look how much you've grown. Just having, honestly, it's the support system. It's truly everything of having those people around you. We all say it takes a village, and you want to have the right village.
I love that. Well, tell us one more time, how can we find the Breyer horse? This is pretty cool.
Yeah, so she's a little more unique. So she was named as the 2026 celebration horse for Breyer. So she was released at the event. She is available. The ones they have left over on Breyer.com. Otherwise, she's selling quite well on eBay. There's a lot of them on there. I'm still waiting for my next shipment of them because they sold out. Yeah, so it's really fun. And I think I signed probably 30,000 of those things. It really is surreal. And just like the little kids coming up to you wanting to meet, because we were all those kids that had the Breyers and are fantasized about meeting that horse that inspired that Breyer. It's crazy to me to think
so cool.
She's immortalized now as something just so cool.
That is very cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on and telling us your story. You are so fun and a great inspiration. We can't thank you enough.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For first-time horse owners and riders, finding the information and support you need can be challenging. That's why Equine Network created My New Horse, a place where equestrians just getting into horse ownership or riding will find the resources and community they need at precisely their stage of the equine journey. From important horsekeeping information and how-to videos to social media communities and more, My New Horse is the one-stop shop for riders of all levels and disciplines who are eager to find easy-to-understand horse care information and guidance. Start your horse ownership journey today. Visit mynewhorse.com.
Well, tonight, Megan, this is an honor. We have the North American Young Rider gold medalist for the team juniors, Vee Dravilas. I think I said your name right. Vee, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Did I say your last name right, or did I mess it up?
So it's pronounced Dravilas.
Dravilas. I knew it. Well, welcome to the show, Vee.
Yeah, it's such an honor to be able to talk with you guys today.
I mean, team gold medalist, girl. What?
Woo-hoo!
That's pretty awesome.
It really is.
I mean, Megan and I are definitely, because we are Region 2 girls. We live also in Region 2. So, of course, we were a little partial. We love everyone, just saying. But we really love Region 2, and we really love gold medals. So we were so proud of the whole team.
Yeah, I was really grateful to have such amazing teammates.
Who was on your team?
So I had Autumn Vavrick with her horse, One Day La Fazenda, Grace Christensen with Outsider DRH, and Madeline Williams with FHF Rockstar.
Fantastic. And tell us about your horse.
So my horse is Willona HSR. She is 12 years old, and she is honestly the most amazing mare that I've ever ridden. She is so powerful, so sweet, and she always just brings so much personality in the best way. Like, she's always just alive and like just with me. And it's just amazing to be able to ride a horse like her.
Now, you had an interesting start to the show season. Can you kind of walk us through what happened at the beginning of the show season? Because you really didn't think you were going to have one.
Yes. So in the beginning of the show season, I was originally hoping to qualify with a gelding. We were at our first show of the season, and we were in the warm-up ring. Unfortunately, I didn't have Kate with me because she was riding her own horse and was about to go in a ring for one of the young horses.
Yeah. Ow.
So I was on my own, and I was warming him up, and in the middle of our warm-up, he started to feel a little off. And so considering that, like coming out of that, and once I got off and realized kind of what happened, my like goals just for the rest of the season were just to be able to continue going to the barn and just to be able to go to Star West and help out and just whatever I could ride. And I kind of knew that immediately after it happened, that I just was really grateful just to hopefully continue to be able to go to the barn. And then Kate, she surprised me and gave me the most wonderful opportunity to lease Willona HSR, Willie, we call her. And honestly, at first, I was really surprised. It was just so surprising to for the opportunity, since at the show where he went lame, she was actually riding her in the Grand Prix. So it was just a really big surprise that she had offered that lease. And I was just so grateful for the opportunity. We only had 2 weeks beforehand to prepare for our first show. So I was definitely a little nervous considering we didn't have a lot of time together. But I definitely do think that the shows have definitely been huge breaking points between our relationship and learning more and more how to ride her and just all about her.
And this is your second year going to the championships, correct?
Yes. Last year, I rode at NUIC in the children's division.
And what has been obviously a horse change, but what other things good and what other things are unexpected that's happened between the 2 years?
I would definitely say it riding in the children's division at NUIC helped me feel more prepared for juniors for the level up, especially because before this season, I haven't had a lot of experience riding in big formats, like championship formats, and going to NYC to kind of feel the pressure and how that would feel was really helpful to prepare myself for this year for juniors. Especially, it made me feel more prepared knowing that I knew kind of what to expect from last year, even So even though having not a new partnership made me a little nervous, having the year before prior to know what to expect was definitely very helpful.
I love that. I mean, I think that that's so important. And that's literally why the children's division, I think, was added at the end of the day, is to try to get everybody there and seeing the environment. And as you move through, you get more and more comfortable with the environment, because Traverse City's amazing. That horse show grounds, it's amazing. But I mean, it is intimidating. And I've ridden a lot, and I would have been intimidated going into that ring. So I think, like you said, you get more and more confident as you go through the program, which is amazing.
Yes, and it was honestly just very different to ride with so many judges in the ring. 3 judges at the short side and a judge at each E and B. So it was very helpful to be able to see what that will feel like from the children's division.
I love that. Well, tell everybody about Traverse City, because it really is it's a beautiful place once you get there.
Yes, it really is just a beautiful environment. It's really big. It's a huge environment. And they're also, during the North American Youth Championships for dressage, they also have the North American Youth Championships for the hunter jumpers going on at the same time.
Yep.
Wow.
You also have a huge variety of horses and people. And so while you're riding in dressage in the one ring next door, you have the jumping ring going on with people clapping and just noise. And in the middle of your test, someone rounds could be finished and the bells are ringing, and you could just, your horse doesn't get nervous from all the noise.
Yeah.
It's a very just lively, environment, and there's just so much going on and so many people, and you definitely know that you're at a championship when you're there.
Yes, it's true. It's true. And there's a wonderful opening ceremonies. Did they do the drone picture?
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Yeah, they organize everybody in a drone picture. It's really a fun environment. So I would really encourage anybody, like you said, you've come from children's and now you're at juniors, and I'm assuming you want to go kind of young riders in U25.
Yes, that would be obviously whenever I would be really grateful for something like that to happen, to be able to continue going up the divisions.
Yes, I love it. And so what's next for your horse? Are you guys going to regionals?
So we are actually got an invitation to festival.
Oh, exciting.
Very exciting. And then as far as regionals, actually, Kate is going to take Willie to regionals for the FEI Grand Prix.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. It's been a busy summer for you.
Yeah, it really has.
And are you excited about festival?
Yes, I am excited. And honestly, just to be able to go like with Willie, and I'm just so grateful to be able to do that and just to go with her and just try to present her of the best of my abilities. And that's really kind of my goal for festival, and just trying to bring the most relaxation in the show ring as well.
I love it. Well, Vee, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. This has been fantastic. Congratulations to all the riders that have gone to Young Riders. There's so many fun stories, and we're going to try and capture some more as well as the summer goes on. But enjoy festival. I hope you have the best time, and we hope to see you soon and have you back on the show as you go through your career.
Yes, thank you so much for inviting me.
Well, Megan, we got our book club. Again, we love our book club. And actually, Megan, you're not going to believe this, but I actually went to a personal book club the other day.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
I had friends. Yeah. We talked about the book for like 2 seconds and then we had dinner by the pool. It was great. I'm on these book clubs. I'm on one with us and I'm on a private one. And we read we read books it is fun. So, so I'm enjoying the book club in a personal level too, and also with you guys. And just remember, we have Stable Core Training by Joyce Kramer that is currently going on. Well, if you're not a subscriber yet, do that now. Just search Dressage Radio Show on your favorite podcast player. You can join the fun and supportive community of the Horse Radio Network auditors on Patreon. You'll get behind-the-scenes insights, special offers, and opportunities to participate in Horse Radio Network podcasts. Go to patreon.com/Horse Radio Network. The Dressage Radio Show Facebook page is Dressage Radio Show. My website is maplecrestfarmky.com, and my email is reese@horseradionetwork.com.
We'd like to thank our friends and show sponsors, Purina and Farnham Endure Gold, Kentucky Performance Products. Keep on kicking on until the next show. Talk to you soon.